And in the movie, of course, the locations, the places where the movie was shot are characters, definitely. And I assume that was very difficult to put it off. So tell me about the challenges and also the rewards on filming on location.
For me, it's what I start with is, you know, I'm reading a script and it's like set in the mountains of Romania in a castle, and it's sort of like a classic horror movie, classic gothic horror movie. So I don't want it to be cheesy and I want it to feel real. I want to be able to pull the audience in and take them on a journey that they don't question. So we said, let's go to Romania, and we found ourselves traveling 7 hours up into North Romania, into Transylvania, and suddenly I'm, realizing I'm making a movie about a castle up in the mountains of Romania, and it's sort of like a classic horror movie, like the movies I grew up watching. But in terms of, once you start, I mean, it's the same in this building we're in. This is a 400-year-old convent above Mexico City, and you can see the textures. The minute you've got that kind of a backdrop, you can then bring your own art direction and adjustments into, and you already have a canvas that you can light. And with a movie like The Nun, it's all about the contrasts of black and white and shadows and what lurks down in the tunnels. So having real locations to begin with, and then being able to build sets for only the things we really needed was the way to do it.
Religion and horror movies are a very good mix. But tell me about the balance that for this movie, to push the envelope as you did, but at the same time, respect the religion.
Correct. I mean, it was very important that we respected what we were doing. New Line, who have made all the Conjuring movies with James Wan, are very conscious of that, and they bring in the religious community, and when they share the script actually, and you want to make a horror movie that's going to disturb people and it's going to scare people, but not disrespect something and not be grotesque in a certain way. So it's a balance. When I read the script, I felt like it was a real opportunity to sort of mine a lot of the conventions and rules in this sort of religious world, with the physical entities of the buildings, the church, the rules of who can and can't enter, the rules that the priest and the nun, novitiate in training have to obey and then break to to fight the demons that they need to overcome.
You used a perfect word to describe this movie. I was disturbed by the nun.
Great.
How would you describe her? What do you like the most about this evil character?
I think partly, obviously, this is a tribute to James Wan, who created her in The Conjuring 2. She stood out from that movie in a sort of, she suddenly owned it when she came on screen. There's a lot of demons in that film and supernatural happenings, and I think part of that is just visually, she's a striking, iconic presence straight away. And then having someone like Bonnie Aarons, who performs that character, I immediately wanted to make sure we had her for this film, because she just has a presence, a look, quite a unique quality in her face and her eyes. We didn't have to do a great deal, she has makeup and some lenses, but the very small amount of prosthetics. So it was something that we took and ran with, and I feel like we've got a really iconic new horror villain now in the world.
Can you tell us a little bit about any experience on behind the scenes that you guys had, that something weird that happened? I know that you guys took a father to bless the place.
Well, that's
anything else?
We did have a Romanian Catholic priest who came and blessed the set, which he treated very seriously, and he did cover me in holy water and splash me in the face, which I thought was quite surprising and hopefully protected me. But I did have genuinely my first supernatural encounter whilst making this movie, which I'm smiling, but it's something which I still can't explain. I'll tell it very quickly. We were shooting the Corridor of Crosses sequence in the movie when Irene has journeyed down and the door comes open and something is released. That was shot in a real fortress in Romania called the Mogoșoaia Fortress. It's an underground labyrinth, and had a lot of death in that building. It was crumbling. The corridors were slick with slime and wet, and it was not a place that people liked to be in. The crew, and it wasn't very comfortable. But it was authentic, and it lent us that atmosphere. So we brought our own art direction in. But the only way I was able to look at my monitors to watch the shot because it was a 200-foot long corridor. You have to be somewhere close by. I was in a room about the size of this, you know, very similar. One door to go in and out, no other way in or out. As I entered the room, I saw a couple of men sitting in the darkness, crew members, I thought, you know, because you get a lot of crew and they have to kind of hide in different places so they're not in the camera shot. So I said hello, and then I turned my back to watch the monitors, and as I was watching the shot, it was quite technical and difficult to get, you know, the camera moving and tighter and all this. So when I finally got it, I was very relieved, and I turned around, took my headphones off to say, like, did you see that? And as I turned around, there was no one there. And there hadn't been anyone there the whole time.
I had a series of visions when I was younger. And after each one ended, the same thought would be stuck in my head.
What did you see?
I saw a nun. Word of my visions reached the church, and I was asked to accompany a priest to an abbey in Romania.
The Abbey has a long history.
Valak.
Not all good.
What?
Finley came down. Callahan's here.